left to right. Russell Westbrook.
You love the Philadelphia Eagles. Let me get a hell yeah.
What's up, everybody? It is Deibs, Mr. Crockpot on Twitter. The Eagles defeated the Green Bay Packers 34-27. Joining us, we have a celebrity guest. Let's introduce him. He is Brian Mike Jacobs on Twitter. He is a huge Eagles fan. He had to just celebrate with us. What's up, Brian?
What's going on, man? That was a really good game and a huge win for you guys. It was a tough loss, but I mean, like at a certain point, you enjoy the theatrics of the game. It was fun, and I hope it was that Maddox that got hurt at the end. I hope he's all right because that was brutal to watch. You hate to see that.
Yeah, man, he got clocked by was that Andrew Sendejo? Holding you guys in the red zone in that first half. In that first half, holding you to 2 field goals was the difference. Joining us, we also have Jack Connell. Follow him on Twitter at Jack Connell TPL. What's up, Jack?
Going on, Ray? Celebrate this Eagles dub. You already know.
Oh man. I've been down and out this week with the Temple game last Saturday, the Eagles game versus the Lions on Sunday. Next up, we have Chris Coyle. Follow him on Twitter at Russer24. I haven't seen you since Burn Alive, man. What's going on?
I know. Eagles, baby.
Eagles, baby. Eagles, baby. Woo! What a
I'm
game.
excited.
What a
I'm
game.
excited.
Let's start off some quick takeaways. You got to start off with Jordan fucking Howard, baby. We all just harped. Get Jordan Howard the ball. It happened today. Jordan Howard had 15 carries for 87 yards and 2 scores, a touchdown catch as well. Jack, lead us off. What was your take on Jordan Howard, man?
The one thing you've heard me say week in, week out here on Porter and Broad is just make Jordan Howard the ball carrier, make him the bell cow, just keep feeding him the ball. They finally listened, they did it, and look what happened. Should have listened to me in the first place, Doug.
Is your offensive line usually that good?
No.
No.
We had
it's been horrendous this year.
We were sacking people left and right in the beginning, and you guys played as well. They must have changed some stuff around because now you guys, we couldn't get any pressure on Wentz. Yeah, there was a gaping hole every single run. That was a well thought game by you guys. It was an offensive battle. Defense was there was some left to be desired there on both sides, that's the one thing and if you guys don't know that are listening, I do like the cheese. And the thing that I was boasting about was our defense. Like we were killing it, and you guys exposed us. So I said on Twitter, I think this is going to potentially be an NFC championship matchup. Possibly, it could be.
The Eagles had 176 yards on the ground today. Like you said, the Eagles offensive line, I was calling the Eagles offensive line the most overrated line in all of football the last 2 weeks. It was horrendous. But that second half by the offensive line, I haven't seen them get that much push since the Washington Redskins game in that second half. Chris Coyle, what was your take on the win? Go ahead, buddy.
I mean, I thought the play calling was absolutely incredible. I did a little I kind of did the plays and did everything of what run pass, and it was just a nice mix. I think at the end they mentioned 50-50, and when you look at this until they get to the end where they just ran the ball and you know they were going to run the ball, it was just you didn't know what was coming. I thought Dougie P did a phenomenal game of his play calling this roundabout.
There were a couple times that I thought the play calling was a little frustrating because you saw it. The Eagles would run the ball successfully again and again and again, and then quickly they would go pass. That was a little frustrating, but dude, they had more carries in this game than passes. When's the last time you saw that happen with the Eagles? Probably 2017. Dude, what happened to Devontae Adams, Brian? Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are just crushing it. And then it seemed like in that second half, the Eagles are really able to kind of contain Devontae Adams. That was a huge game changer. What happened?
I don't know. You guys started covering him tight. You were playing a little loose in the beginning of the game, and he was exposing that. But I mean, I hope tonight shows people when healthy that could be a top 5 receiver in the league, and he's fun to watch, man. Like that one play, there was one play that he had, and I know people don't want to hear this stuff, but there was one play that he had. It was like a curl where I don't know who was covering him, but he had a curl catch, and he just kind of turned up the sideline and ran around him, and shows how fast he is. But you guys played well. You made us throw the ball to Jimmy frickin' Graham, and I can't watch him, man. That was a bad drop. I mean, it was a one-handed attempt. He should have had it, but man, it was rough. It was really rough. But you guys.
One thing I want to point out, these kind of mentioned there, the one thing you were kind of boasting about going into this game was the Packers' red zone offense, 86% efficiency.
Wow.
Yeah, two field goals and then 2 complete shutdowns.
First and goal on the 1, and we shit our pants. Can you curse on here? Do you guys curse on here?
It's curse on broad, man. Just go ahead.
Don't mad at me. No, but I on the 1 yard line, first and goal. I remember on the first play, I was like, why aren't they running the ball? I know we can't get anything, but you at least gotta give it to Aaron Jones there. And they tried 3 passes or 4 passes, whatever, and couldn't get it. And then the second time out, I'm glad they didn't call that pass interference on the end of the game. I was like, challenge it, just do it. I wanted the chaos, but like they shouldn't have called it if they challenged it. And I'm just happy that game's over. That was brutal. I was nervous, and then the injuries started piling up, and I'm like, I just want everybody to get out of here and get to week 5.
Let's talk about.
I thought I was gonna get hurt.
Let's talk about Myles Sanders. Another standout performance by Myles Sanders. 11 carries, 72 yards. Just so happy for the kid after the game he had last Sunday versus the Lions. Jack, what was your take on Myles Sanders today?
The one thing I would say about Myles Sanders is he's very good at making cuts. But the problem was he wasn't trusting his offensive line. He was bouncing it out way too early. And this week, he was trusting his own line, he was taking the holes, and he was making the cuts in the holes, which he should have been doing the whole time, getting those extra yards, fighting for those extra yards, finally proving that he's taking that next step in developing and trusting his offensive line and make him look a whole lot better than he did before.
And he had that huge kick. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's one thing I wanted to talk about too, because he only had one play where you saw him he had a hole to hit, and he bounced it out. I only saw that one time tonight. The whole beginning of the season, I've been seeing that over and over and over again, where he just keeps doing that. Does that bounce out. But it looked like as soon as he had that giant kickoff return, I think he looked like a totally different back from that point on.
Got his confidence back, right? Got his confidence back. You know, so many of our guys, from Myles Sanders, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, all these guys, you know, it seemed like Nelson Aguilar just got to get their head on straight, you know. And when Myles Sanders got that kickoff return, it was pretty doom and gloom for the Eagles. Doom and gloom, whatever. For the Eagles in that second quarter, man, there was, I think the Packers went right down the field. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams were just picking us apart. And Myles Sanders, that kickoff return really kind of shifted the momentum.
That turned around the game.
It really did.
As soon as he did that, I was saying to myself, shit. Like because we looked so good, and then as soon as he had that kickoff return, and then I don't know, was it the next play or the next series? Was it the illegal? When he kicked out of bounds, or was that the third one? Because you had three good field positions to start, and I know that you had the strip sack.
Yeah.
You
guys were opportunistic, and we weren't.
The defensive line killed me today. I mean, they had some good stuff. The one thing, Aaron Rodgers kept getting edge. Brandon Graham, I was saying this earlier, a couple plays, he had the outside, but he would cut inside and try to beat the offensive tackle, which is a cardinal sin of any defensive end, because that quarterback's always got the outside and he can roll out with it. You only cut underneath if that quarterback's right underneath of you. By him doing that, Rodgers getting that outside, buying himself some more time to get to his receivers, and that got a lot of third down completions, and that just got me so angry. He knows better than that. He's an elite defensive end. He shouldn't have been doing that.
And we got to give some love to Derek freaking Barnett. He's back, baby. The Eagles only had 1 sack on this game, but 2 quarterback hits and a sack for Derek Barnett. No one was harder on Derek Barnett than I was these last few weeks. Happy for you, dude. We have Rodney Mccloud led the team in tackles. I thought the tackling on the Eagles was absolutely horrendous all game long. And we had a Josh Sweat sighting today. Coyle, what was your give me something. Who was your top standout for the game?
I want to say offensive line. Like, I don't think there was a single thing. That offensive line was incredible today. Holes. I have in my notes where I'm just writing down like play. I haven't so many times written there giant hole. I can't wait to actually look at this film and like see it like with the all 22 and just and kind of do a breakdown on it. But just watching on TV, holes that were, buses are fitting through these, and it's not even a question. But so offensive line is going to be my go-to for this.
That was the best hole I've seen before the game. Did you see that guy with the Philly Fanatic on his belly button hole? Best hole since the pregame. Who was your standout for the game, Jack? Go ahead, man.
I mean, I think it was already Jordan Howard, obviously. I think it was amazing. I mean, potential swan song for Zach Ertz. I'll say on that.
Here we go.
I think Jordan Howard might take away just an elite game from him.
Jordan Howard. How about you, Brian? Give us a player of the game.
I'm gonna go with the offensive line. I mean, I was trying to think of a certain player, and I mean, Ertz had a lot of good plays, but I mean, Jordan Howard threw it just ran it down our throat. But I watch the Eagles enough because I have to, because I want to be able to hold a conversation with y'all. But the running, I mean, they were showing those close to the ground views of gaping holes that they had running up the field. I mean, and I feel like you guys are wearing your Eagle stuff, and it's a very bad time for me to have an Eagle tattoo. So if that counts, I guess I somewhat fit in now. Right? When you post this, is it a video or is it audio?
Oh, it's video.
Okay, great. That was revealing then.
Everybody did more sleeves to begin with. It's okay.
Yeah, man. Jordan Howard, 15 carries, 87 yards. The Jordan Howard era has begun. We've been, begging and begging for Doug Peterson to make the switch, and he did. Controlling the line of scrimmage, running the ball with Jordan Howard, a more efficient Carson Wentz. Hands down, the best performance by the Philadelphia Eagles this season. Any last comments, Jack, before we wrap this up, man?
Who do they play next week?
Next week, let's look it up. We got 1 second. We got the
Jets.
We got the Jets, 1:00 on Sunday.
Ooh, I'm ready for that. That's gonna be a good one. I'm ready for that. I mean, just go Birds. On to the next one.
Go Birds. Any last comments, Coyle, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I kind of want to be angry a little bit and talk about some penalties with this defense, because that is really what kept a lot of the people in the game, Green Bay in the game. I mean, we're just giving up dumb penalties, and I'm kind of frustrated about that.
The offensive call, what took back that touchdown, that was brutal, man. I go straight to that one. Any other ones that you can think of?
Face masks.
Yeah, seriously. Did Aguilar have a target?
He had one target, I believe. One target, 0 catches.
Yeah, I was going to say, and what about, I know Clemens was healthy, but did he play at all? Or
Nah.
Didn't see the field.
No, I don't believe so. There was a time when they had luckily when Maddox went down, it was literally the last series of the game, because they were pretty much, Sidney Jones was gone, and they were all falling like flies, man.
It was brutal. Both sides were hurt, and man, what was I gonna say? I don't remember. I'm tired. I'm upset.
We're all tired.
I don't remember.
Thank you so much.
No, I remember. Alshon. He made some. He made a few. Was it 2 touchdown catches or was it 1?
1, I think.
One. But no, he totally brings a whole different element to that team, and also, hopefully, you guys didn't expose the pass coverage by our linebackers too much, but we can't do shit in the field. So that'll be fun. We need Jack Connell to play linebacker for us.
There you go.
I don't know if I'll be much help, but I wasn't that good linebacker.
All right, so make sure you follow Eagles, everything Eagles on Eagles TPL. Make sure you follow Jack Connell on Twitter at Jack Connell TPL. He is Coyle at Ruzzer24 on Twitter, and that is Brian Jacobs at Brian Mike Jacobs on Twitter. I'm Chris. Thanks for watching, guys. Go Birds!
Go Birds!
Go Birds!
Guys, have a good one.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
And the Sixers win it! Wow! Oh man, Embiid just posterized Russell Westbrook.